schools, you could consider them as synagogue. These schools, these sanctuaries, it's really a synagogue, scripturally. That's what we're supposed to be. That's where Yahushua was. And we're supposed to be followers of Yahushua. That's our great example. Read the book of Luke, chapter 4, and verse 16. And he came to Nazareth, right, where he had been brought up, right? And as his custom was, he went into the synagogue, unto the what? The synagogue, unto the school, read, on the Sabbath day. On the what? On the Sabbath day. So Yahushua was in the school, teaching the people, edifying the people, convocating like how Moses told Moses to do it in Leviticus 23. Yahushua could have been doing anything else. He wanted to dwell in brotherhood and sisterhood. That's what he wanted to do on the Sabbath. And that's what we should be wanting to do. That's what we should strive for. Give me Psalms 121, verse 1. Even David said when he heard it was time to go into the house of the Most High, he was glad. And David was a righteous man unto the Most High. Most High dealt with David. He spoke to David. He didn't give him no dream. The Most High spoke to him. David was in distress. The Most High spoke and dealt with him. Psalms 121, verse 1. The book of Psalm, chapter 121, and verse 1. Right? I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills. 122, verse 1. Salakia. 122? Okay. Salakia. 122, verse 1. The book of Psalm, chapter 122, and verse 1. Right? I was glad when they said unto me. I was what? I was glad when they said unto me. So a lot of brothers, when they hear it's time to go to service, they lose all their energy. They moping, they sad, and they falling asleep. David said he was glad when he was to what? Read. Let us go into the house of the Most High. Unto the what? Unto the house of the Most High. So whenever you hear there's something going on at your school, whether you here, whether you're in New York, California, when it's time to convocate, just by hearing it, you're supposed to be happy. Because while you about to dwell among brothers that you know that's not going to steal from you, sisters that's not going to lie from you, people that's not going to want to covet, you're supposed to be happy. That's supposed to lift your spirit up. Because we're in captivity. When we out of these doors, Satan is attacking us. But when we in the house of the Most High, we getting built up. We getting that armor back so we could go back out there and fight. Right? So it was already prophesied that our people will come back in these last days, that we will call them unto the Most High. A lot of prophets, they died not seeing these days. A lot of men in the scriptures wish they could have seen these days. How the Most High would wake us up, gather us together as a nation, and make us come back and keep together and keep these law, statute, commandments. Give me Hosea 6:1. The Most High said we will call on His name on the third day. We in that third day. Destruction's about to come. And as the days come, we gotta go hard. We gotta go hard for the Most High and make our election short. Because nobody's seat is promised in the kingdom of heaven. Read the book of Hosea, chapter 6 and verse 1, right? Come and let us return unto the Most High. And that's what we're doing right now. Read. For He hath torn, and He will heal us, right? He hath smitten, and He will bind us up, right? After 2 days will He revive us. After 2 days, the Most High says He's going to revive us, right? Read. In the third day, on the third day, which we in right now, these last days, read, He will raise us up, and we shall live in His sight. We're going to be in sight in the presence of the Most High. Read. Then shall we know, if we follow to know the Most High, right? His going forth is prepared as the morning, right? And He shall come unto us as the rain. So when the rain comes down, it's all over. We're going to feel the Most High's presence. When we pray unto the Most High, He's going to reply back. Why is the Most High separated from us right now? What scripture? What scripture is that? Somebody give me the scripture. Come, Isaiah 59, verse 1. Because in the time past, when you read the scriptures, the Most High He was dealing with our people. Yeah. When our people was in distress, even if it was by the hands of a prophet, the Most High was dealing with our people. We didn't have to worry, is He going to hear our prayer? Is He up there? You understand? When we in the kingdom, when we start keeping the Most High's law, statute, commandments, His spirit is going to come back onto us. He's going to start dealing with us again. When we in that wilderness, we don't see the presence of the Most High. We don't see them chariots. The Most High is going to speak to us face to face. Give me that scripture. The book of Isaiah, chapter 59, verse 1. Right? Behold, the Most High hand is not shortened, that it cannot save. Right?
neither his ear heavy that it cannot hear.
When you pray to the Most High, yo, I gotta make that rent. I gotta make that car payment before they tow my car.
Really? But your iniquity,
Yo, what?
your iniquity,
Sisters, what's iniquity? Continue reading.
But your iniquities have separated.
Have what?
Separated.
Disconnected you from what? Read.
Between you and your power.
From the Most High. That's why the Most High is not replying to us. That's why we gotta gather ourselves together and go over these scriptures, because the Most High thought patterns in these scriptures. He say, I come in the volume of the book. That's the Most High's mind right here. We reading right here. Isaiah 1:15. Isaiah 1:15. We're going somewhere else. So as our people gathering together, right? We trying to come together. There's always going to be divisions amongst our people. Satan is always going to find a way to try to breach and perpetrate, right? Give me Job 1:6. Whenever the sons of the Most High gather themselves together, Satan's going to be right there. Satan's going to give you 100 reasons why not to come together. Satan's going to give you some magical breakdown of why you're not supposed to be with your brothers right now. Why you're not supposed to be congregating with your sisters right now, right? Give me Job 1:6.
The book of Job, chapter 1 and verse 6. Now there was a day when the sons of Yah came to present themselves before the Most High.
Who's the sons of the Most High? The daughters of the Most High. You guys don't sound confident. Continue reading.
And Satan came also.
Satan came what?
And Satan came also.
Whenever we gather ourselves together, Satan's around.
That's right.
He's waiting. He's waiting to play his tricks. Right? Give me Romans 16:17. And when Satan is trying to perpetrate, Satan's gonna come with that spirit of division. A lot of division in Israel right now, it comes with doctrine. Satan comes in that spirit of that doctrine. Satan will think you, give you a magical breakdown, and then that give you the reason, okay, I can't be with these brothers. I can't be with these sisters. When the Most High commanded us to come together. All right? Give me Romans chapter 16, verse 17. Read that for me. You said 16:17.
The book of Romans, chapter 16 and verse 17.
Right?
Now I beseech you, brethren,
right?
Mark them.
What?
Mark them.
So when Satan is manifesting himself as that man, that woman, right? That's going to cause division. When we know the Most High's program right now, the Most High wants us to unify, right?
Read. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them.
You mark them,
read, which cause divisions.
That cause division. You take a mental note. All right, this guy's gonna give problems. Satan is gonna come through his brother or the sister right here.
Read. And offenses contrary to the doctrine.
What's the doctrine the Most High is giving us? What does the Most High want us to do right now? He wants us to keep the Sabbath day. But Satan's gonna tell you, okay, you don't got to keep it right now. You could be at home. You could be with the wife. You could be with the daughter. You could be with the brother, the uncle. You could, watch a live stream on Facebook Live. That's what you could do. You don't got to come and keep the Sabbath. You don't got to convocate right now. Read.
Which ye have learned, and avoid them.
And do what?
And avoid them.
And sometimes you got to avoid because it gets to that point. Because you might get overwhelmed. You might get scrambled up, jammed up. And then next thing you know, you missing the Sabbath. Now you tripping up. Right? Give me 1 Corinthians 1:10. Because the Most High gave us instruction. He gave us a doctrine. He commanded us to be like-minded, moving in the same spirit. Because this is a military. There's no divisions in the military. Romans 1 Corinthians 1:10.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 10.
Right.
Now I beseech you, brethren,
right,
by the name of our one, Hamashiach Yahushua, that ye all speak the same thing.
That we do what?
That ye all speak the same thing.
We're supposed to repeat the same thing. Laws, statutes, commandments. Most High Yahushua. Read.
And that there be no division.
No what?
No division.
The Most High is not dealing with division. The Most High wants us to unify. Our people, just like that's what happened with the northern tribes and between the southern tribe and northern tribe. We thought we could do it without each other. That's what happened with the split. But in these last days, Most High is bringing us together. We need each other. We're not going to leave this captivity without each other. There could be a lot of Judites, Benjamites, and Levites in here. But if the northern tribe not in here too, we're going to be here until they wake up. We're living together. It's prophesied in the scriptures we're going to leave here together.
That's right.
Right? Continue reading.
And that there be no divisions among you, but that ye be perfectly joined together.
That we be what?
Perfectly joined together.
Right?
In the same mind.
In the same what?
Same mind.
In the same mind.
And in the same judgment.
In the same judgment, the law, statute, commandments. Right? Give me Jude 1 and 4. Actually, give me Hosea 3 and 4. Because there's so much division, so much split. We forgot that the reason why the Most High turned his face against us is because of these things. Because of sin. Because we're not tired of that, man. That's why the Most High got to heat things up to force us to come together. Don't you think in Egypt, our people was acting up in Egypt? But when the Pharaoh was bringing on that tribulation, we realized, okay, that's my brother, man. He getting beat on his back just like I'm getting beat on my back. He's working 9 to 5 just like I'm working 9 to 5. We the same people. We got the same enemy. Hosea 3 and 4.
The book of Hosea, chapter 3 and verse 4. Right. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king.
The Most High said we're going to go many days without a king, without a leader. Right?
And without a prince, right? And without a sacrifice, right? And without an image.
We're going to go completely disconnected from the Most High, disconnected from our heritage, like our forefathers were, just like we was before we came into this truth, right? The reason why we was disconnected is because why? We don't want to come together. We don't want to keep these commandments. We don't want to do what the Most High commands us to do. We want to do our own thing, right? Give me Sirach 25:21. But when we do what we're doing right now, we're keeping the Sabbath day, we're complicating. That's a beautiful thing in the eyes of the Most High. Most High say that's beautiful in his eyes when brethren dwell together in unity. Right? That's why we read Psalms 133. It's a beautiful thing when we come together.
That's right.
When you see a father and a son and a daughter and a mother come together on a Sabbath day and rehearse these righteous acts. Right?
Read the book of Sirach. And the Apocrypha is page 85, chapter 25 and verse 1.
Right.
In 3 things I was beautified, right? And stood up beautiful before the Most High, right? So like it both before Most High and men. The unity of brethren.
The unity of what?
The unity of brethren.
Right, we got that right here. We got that down pat.
Read. Kahan. The love of neighbors.
We got that. Read.
A man and a wife.
A husband and a wife.
That agree together.
That agree together. That they agree, okay, we're going to come serve the Most High together. A father and son, okay, son, we're going to come to the Sabbath service. Kanaba. That's a beautiful thing in the eyes of the Most High. That's what we got to rehearse. Because one day we might not make it. Might not make it to the kingdom. We might not see that day. But when we have children, they got to keep it going. They got to rehearse the righteous acts. Judges 5 and 9. They got to keep it going. That's our job. We got to pass it on to the next generation. You understand? Judges 5 and 9.
The book of Judges, chapter 5 and verse 9. My heart is toward the governors of Israel.
Judges 5 and 11. It's like your resurrection.
Oh, okay. The book of Judges, chapter 5, verse 11.
Yeah.
They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water.
Right.
There shall they rehearse the righteous act.
What did the Most High want us to do?
Rehearse the righteous act.
To rehearse and practice these law, statute, commandments. Because when we get in the wilderness, it's not going to be practiced. It's going to be do or you get stoned. We always want to stone somebody. You never know. You might be that one that gets stoned. Give me Zephaniah 1:14. Let's see why the Most High is telling us this, man. Because when that destruction comes, there's no, okay, I need a redo. Give me another year. Give me another 2 years. It's time for the Most High to redeem his people, and that's it. Either you're going to get down or lay down. You're going to get with the program, or you're going to be under a pile of stones. And that's it. Zephaniah 1:14. Yeah.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 1 and verse 14. The great day of the Most High is near, right? It is near, and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Most High, right? The mighty man shall cry there bitterly.
So the Most High say all these macho men, weightlifters, the men that be in 24-hour fitness lifting up weights, these are military men, the Air Force, Navy, what are they going to do, Reed?
That the day is a day of wrath.
It's going to be a day of wrath. These men going to get put to death. The sinners of our people going to get put to death, man. It's going to be serious when the day of the Most High come. We all want to see Mashiach, Yahweh shall return. But we got to make sure we're on good terms with the Most High. Because we're going to be under that fire, under that brimstone.
Read. A day of trouble, right, and distress, right? A day of wasteness and desolation.
Read.
A day of darkness and gloominess, right? A day of clouds.
A day of what?
A day of clouds.
Sisters, what are those clouds? It's the chariots of the Most High God. Those angels are going to reveal themselves. Men lost their spirit when they see these angels. These angels are not going to be they're going to be putting people to death. Most High going to give that order, and that's it. Give me Matthew 13, verse 16. That's why we got to consider ourselves blessed. Moses wish he can't see these days, man. Moses knew our people was going to rebel against the Most High. Don't you think he would have been blessed to see our people come back and call the name of the Most High? Jeremiah, Isaiah, the apostles, they wish they can't see these days when our people turn from their sins and come back. Try to serve the Most High. Read.
13, 16?
Yeah.
The book of Matthew, chapter 13 and verse 16. But blessed are your eyes.
Blessed is our eyes.
Read. For they see. And your ears for they hear.
Right.
For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see.
What are we seeing right now? Brothers, what are we seeing right now in these last days? Khan, the fall of Esau's kingdom. Sisters, what are we seeing right now? Khan, because this is the worst captivity that we ever been in. The difference between this captivity and the past captivities is we didn't have our heritage. Mm-hmm. They cut us our heritage, our language, everything to lead us back into who we was. In the other captivities, we know who we were. Yes, we knew who our God was. We knew Caesar Borgia was the devil. Mm-hmm. We knew that. But this captivity, we lost everything. But the Most High Spirit's coming back onto us so we could realize we're Israel. Right? Give me Jeremiah 6 and 16. That's why we got to go over these scriptures again. After that, we're going to go into the portion. Jeremiah 6 and 16.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 6 and verse 16. Thus saith the Most High,
right?
Stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths.
The old what?
The old paths.
Allah, what's the old path? Come, it's the first 5 books. Our heritage, right? Read.
Where is the good way?
Where's the good way? Read.
And walk therein.
And we got to walk and follow the instruction of the Most High. Let's get into the portion. What is it, Genesis 23, right?
Yeah. The book of Genesis, chapter 23 and verse 1.
Say come when you got it. All right, read. Come, Salakia. Let's get a recap. What was going on in the previous chapters? What's some events that happened before Genesis chapter 3? What happened before Genesis chapter 3? Not you. I'm gonna call names. They rescued Lot. What else happened? Probably before that. What happened? You looked up first.
Lot's daughter.
What was the name of that city that was destroyed? Khan. Your white tells that. What else happened?
Those wicked people from Sodom and Gomorrah tried to know
the angels.
They tried to know the angels. Zamar, what happened before chapter 23? Zamar, what happened prior before chapter 3? Some events that happened.
I'll fall back.
You could tell me. You tell me as much as you remember. It's all good.
Abraham and his wife met the angels.
Khan, sister Alyssa. Khan, and who was born out of that? What 2 nations? Say it louder, Malachi. Moab and Ammon, our enemy, right? So we're about to go into Genesis chapter 23. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. We're going to go over it. Let's get it.
Genesis 23 and verse 1.
Right.
And Sarah was 107 and 20 years old. These were the years of the life of Sarah.
Right.
And Sarah died in Kirjath Rabbah.
Right.
The same is Hebron in the land of Canaan. And Abraham came to mourn for Sarah and to weep for her. Mm-hmm. And Abraham stood up from before his dead and spake unto the sons of Heth, saying, I am a stranger and a sojourner with you. Give me a possession of a burying place with you, that I may bury my dead out of my sight.
So Sarah is finally reaching that age when she passes away, right? Probably before Sarah passing away, what happened? That the child of prophecy, Isaac, was born. Ishmael wasn't chosen. Isaac, the covenant and the prophecy and the promise was established with Isaac, right? So Abraham's about to go to the land of Ham and ask him for a possession. He's about to ask him for a place to bury his wife. Correct? Continue reading.
Verse 5. And the children of Heth answered Abraham, saying unto him, Hear us, my Lord. Thou art a mighty prince among us. In the choice of our sepulchres, bury thy dead. None of us shall withhold from thee his sepulchre, but that thou mayest bury thy dead.
Right.
And Abraham stood up and bowed himself to the people of the land, even to the children of Heth.
Right.
And he communed with them, saying, If it be your mind that I should bury my dead out of my sight, hear me and entreat for me to Ephron, the son of Zahor,
Right.
that he may give me the cave of Machpelah, which he hath, which is the end of his field. For as much money as it is worth, he shall give it for me for a possession of a burying place amongst you.
So one thing we should notice about Abraham, Abraham's about to try to purchase his sepulcher, right? Abraham don't like getting anything for free. That's the type of man Abraham was. Because when you get something free from somebody, you always got something to say. Abraham didn't want to give nobody no place or nothing to say. Just like when he went to war for Lot. That king tried to give him the spoils. Abraham said, no. I'm not going to touch not one thing from you. Why did Abraham didn't want to get it from him? I want another brother to take a guess.
He didn't want the king to say that he made him rich.
Because who made Abraham rich? Who gave him everything? The Most High. That king is going to be able to try to take credit. Because Abraham was a well-known man. What did it just say Abraham was? He was a mighty what?
Prince.
He was a mighty prince. He was well-known throughout that land. Abraham wasn't no regular person. Right? Continue reading.
The book of Genesis, chapter 23 and verse 10.
Right?
And Ephron dwelt among the children of Heth. And Ephron the Hittite answered Abraham in the audience of the children of Heth, even of all that went in at the gate.
So he's about to talk to Abraham in front of all these witnesses, right? So nobody can say nothing after this agreement. Read.
Saying, Nay, my Lord, hear me. The field give I thee, and the cave that is therein I give it thee. In the presence of the sons of my people give I it thee. So bury thy dead.
So he's saying, yo, I'm going to just give it to you for free, right? You don't got to worry about nothing in front of the people. Everybody's watching. You good. It's Gucci. You don't got to pay not a dime for it. Read.
Verse 12. And Abraham bowed down himself before the people of the land. And he spake unto Ephron in the audience of the people of the land, saying, But if thou wilt give it, I pray thee, hear me. I will give thee money for the field.
I'll give you what?
I will give thee money for the field.
Right.
Take it of me, and I will bury my dead there.
So Abraham said, La, he did it humble too. He bowed down too. He said, La, I'm going to pay you. I don't want it for free. Continue reading.
Verse 14. And Ephron answered Abraham, saying unto him, My Lord, hearken unto me. The land is worth 400 shekels of silver.
Right.
What is that betwixt me and thee?
So he's like, what's going on with you? Is there beef between me and you? That's why you don't want to buy it? That's why you don't want a ticket from me? You got pressure on me? Mm-hmm. I'm giving it to you in front of all the people. Why don't you want to take it? Because Abraham want to pay for it.
Yeah.
He don't want to give no man not one thing to say, not one no place. Con.
Favor is deceit.
Yeah, favor is deceit. Yeah, con.
It's Proverbs 31 and 30.
Let's get that. No, actually, I got one too in Ecclesiastes. Proverbs chapter 31:30.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 31 and verse 30. Proverbs 31 and verse 30. Favor is deceitful,
Right.
and beauty is vain.
So I get what you're going with. Favor is deceitful. Because when somebody give you something, right, they just give it to you. They always have that place to say something. Like, don't you remember that time when I gave you that cart? I gave you that house. What are you talking about? You a mighty man. What about when I gave you this? Abraham was trying to avoid that because Abraham had wisdom. He had money and he had wisdom. Scriptures say money is a strong defense.
Yeah.
Give me that. Ecclesiastes 7:16, I believe, right? Mm-hmm. Ecclesiastes 7:16. Let's get that scripture. Oh, 7 and 12. 7 and 12. So like it.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 12. For wisdom is a defense.
Is a what?
For wisdom is a defense.
That proper application of these law, statute, commandments is a defense. Read.
And money is a defense.
This is a defense because you can take care of everything you need with your money. But in this society, they believe money is it. As long as you have money, you have a woman, you got a big house, everything is good. But let's see what the Most High say. Give me 1 Timothy 6 and 10. We're going to go with some scriptures with money. A lot of our people believe that having money is what's going to get us out of this captivity. Having money and then you're good. Everything else don't matter. Let's see what the Most High say about that. 1 Timothy 6 and 10.
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 10. 1 Timothy 6 and 10.
Right.
For the love of money is the root of all evil.
Is what?
For the love of money is the root of all evil.
Right.
Which while some coveted after.
Some what?
Coveted after.
They lust after it, read.
They have erred from the faith.
They erred from the faith. Because they try to get that job that costs that give them $25 an hour and they want to miss the service. You understand? They're trying to get all that money to pour it out in the house or pour it out in the car they could barely handle. And then the Most High take out that spirit from them because of why? They're not going to be able to serve the Most High. A lot of these jobs that's paying you a lot of money, they require a lot of time from you. And when they take that time from you, where's the Most High going to get his time?
Exactly.
Most High need balance. Right? Not saying that you don't need money, because we need money. This place is established with money. Exactly. That box that I get filled up with money. But we got to use wisdom, the proper application of these law, statute, commandments. Right? Let's see what Yahweh shall say about that. Revelations 3 and 17. Because our people, and when we go to camp, a lot of our people think, man, we good. We got money. They want to throw up the little $1 bills and they walk away thinking they say something deep. But Yahweh shall say something about that. Revelation 3 and 17.
The book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 17.
Right.
Because thou sayest, I am rich.
Thou sayest, I'm what?
I am rich.
A lot of our people saying they're rich. They don't need salvation. Mm-hmm. They don't need that Bible. They got money. They're good. They're not in the hoods. Right?
Read. And increased with goods.
Right?
And have need of nothing. And knowest not that
a lot of our people, they believe they go to school, get this master's. That's it. We on top of the world. Moving with Esau. Might get it, Edom, that's it. But what did he say? Read.
And knowest not that thou art wretched.
Don't you know you're what?
Wretched.
That you're wretched.
Read. And miserable.
And what?
Miserable.
Because we're still in captivity.
That's right.
We're still in slavery. We could barely be able to keep the Sabbath day perfect because we're in captivity. We can't serve the Most High with all our heart while we're in captivity. Right? Read.
And poor.
And what?
And poor.
And we still poor because why we rich? Because the kingdom of heaven makes us rich. We don't have it right now.
That's right.
We don't have Israel right now. Israel's in the possession of the heathen right now. Right? There's more.
And blind and naked.
That you blind and naked. You don't know where you at. You don't know what you're doing. You don't even know who you are. And you're talking about you're rich. Give me Proverbs 11 and 4. Money's not going to make us enter into the kingdom. You can't pay the Most High ransom. Right? You can get me that in Psalm 49. I believe it's 49 8. Give me Proverbs 11 and 4 first.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 11 and verse 4.
Right?
Proverbs chapter 11 verse 4. Riches profit not.
Don't what?
Riches profit not.
Right?
In the day of wrath.
So when the Mashiach Yahweh Shai those angels come, you're not gonna tell me, yo, I'll cash out you the like 6 figures right now. Let me get a pass.
Cash app.
That's not gonna happen. The sword will be at your neck. It's not gonna profit in the day of wrath, right? Read that again.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 11 and verse 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath.
It's not going to profit in the day of the Most High's wrath. Because when the Most High send those angels, they're not coming back until that brother, that sister, or whatever is put to death in the ground. Give me Psalms 49, verse 6. Give me Psalms 49, verse 6. We got to touch on that, man. That's basics. That's the milk right here. Our people got to realize, man, having money, that's not it. That's not what's going to save us. It's the faith in Yahweh and these all such commandments. We put our trust in that. We don't put our trust in the blue-faced hundreds. Right? Psalms 49, verse 6.
The book of Psalm, chapter 49 and verse 6.
Right?
They.
Wait, hold up. Say come when you got it.
Oh.
Read.
Okay. Psalms 49 and verse 6. They that trust in their wealth.
In their what?
In their wealth.
Right? In that Range Rover, that 6-bedroom house. Read.
And boast themselves.
Right? I don't need salvation. Jesus is black, that's good, but you know, I gotta go get this money.
Mm-hmm. And the multitude of their riches.
Right?
None of them can by any means redeem his brother.
You can't redeem your brother. When somebody died that's in your family, you can't say, yo, I'm gonna drop down that 100, he's gonna come right back up, and we're gonna go get some drinks and light it up.
Read. Nor give to the Most High a ransom for him.
Any what?
Nor give to the Most High a ransom for him.
So you can't even pay the Most High. You can't take your money with you when you're gone.
Khan.
That's it. You can't take it because you're going to go before the Most High and face that judgment. Whether you did good or whether you did evil. Let's go back to the portion. Nobody else think they're going to be able to catch up the Most High, right? Nah, all right. Khan. You got scripture?
Oh, yeah. Ecclesiastes 5:1.
Is it Ecclesiastes or Shalamah?
We can rock 5:1.
Yeah, he's got it. Oh, God.
The book of Sirach and the Red Apocrypha is page 73, chapter 5 and verse 1. Set not thy heart upon thy goods.
Don't set your heart on your possessions because material things, they pass away. Read.
And say not, I have enough for my life.
Don't say you got enough money. You don't need nothing. My wife got that brand new necklace. My husband, he got the brand new PlayStation 4. I don't need nothing else. She's happy. I'm happy. That's all that matters. Read.
Follow not thine own mind.
Don't follow after your own mind. Read.
And thy strength, right, to walk in the ways of thy heart.
Right.
And say not, who shall control me?
Who gonna tell me how I spend my money?
For my works. For the Most High will surely revenge thy pride.
The Most High gonna revenge that pride. The Most High gonna humble you. He's gonna make that 6-figure, 7-figure bank account go to zero, just like that. Overnight, straight like that. You ain't get overdraft. Give me Matthew 6:19, because we stack up our treasures in heaven.
That's right.
Where iron and rust can't reach it. We put in our money right now. We investing right now. Because Yahweh said Most High, they promise you, man, you're not gonna have to worry about nothing in the kingdom. You're not gonna have to worry about rent. You're not gonna have to worry about that water being shut off. You're not gonna have to worry about none of that. Matthew 6:19.
The book of Matthew, chapter 6 and verse 19.
Right?
Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth,
Right?
where moth and rust doeth corrupt,
Right?
and where thieves break through and steal.
Where somebody could take your possession.
Con.
Because somebody could easily just come in, boom, boom, take what you got, and that's it. You finished. Read.
But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven.
And what?
But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven.
And that's what we're doing. We laying our treasures in heaven. We trying to earn our seats in the chariot. Because when that thermonuclear fire drop over here, everything ain't burnt up. Esau, they ain't burnt up. Moab, he's getting burnt up while he eating the mouse. We trying to stack up our treasures with the Most High.
That's right.
So we can be worthy to enter that kingdom. So we don't have to worry about anything else. Right? We don't have to worry about no 905s. Go back into the portion. Let's get back into it. So where we at with Abraham right now? Everybody, that should still be fresh in everybody's mind. Where we at with Abraham? Not you. Where we at, Yoquatazat? He just denied the free land. Why did Abraham deny it? A sister. Why he denied it? Why he denied it? I'm gonna call her name. Why he denied it? Why did Abraham didn't want to get it for free, the land for free? He didn't want no favors. Khan. Let's continue where we left off at. We got 16.
The book of Genesis, chapter 23 and verse 16.
Right.
And Abraham hearkened unto Ephron,
Right.
and Abraham weighed to Ephron the silver, which he had named in the audience of the sons of Heth,
Right.
400 shekels of silver,
Right.
current money with the merchant.
Khan.
And the field of Ephron, which was in Machpelah, which was before Mamre, the field, and the cave which was therein, and all the trees that were in the field, that were in all the borders round about, were made sure unto Abraham for a possession in the presence of the children of Heth, before all that went in at the gate of his city. And after this, Abraham buried Sarah his wife in the cave of the field of Machpelah before Mamre. The same as Hebron in the land of Canaan.
So where was Sarah buried? We just read it. Where's she buried? Where? By what? Khan. Khan. By Hebron in the land of Canaan, which is going to be Israel when we continue reading in the portion. Read.
Verse 20. And the field and the cave that is therein were made sure unto Abraham for a possession of a burying place by the sons of Heth.
Khan. Let's go to chapter 24.
The book of Genesis, chapter 24 and verse 1. And Abraham was old and well stricken in age.
Right.
And the Most High had blessed Abraham in all things.
So the Most High blessed Abraham in wealth, in name, and his son. This is his son. Isaac was that son he'd been praying to the Most High for. That was promised that his covenant would be established with Isaac and unto Jacob. Right? Abraham had everything. And he died at a full age. Read.
And Abraham said unto his eldest servant of his house,
Right.
that ruled over all that he had, put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh,
Right.
and I will make thee swear by the Most High the power of heaven.
He will make him what?
And I will make thee swear by the Most High the power of heaven and the power of the earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites.
What?
The daughters of the Canaanites,
Right.
among whom I dwell.
Why did Abraham make him swear like that? Abraham was on the deathbed. He made sure he made him swear. Why did Abraham do not want his son to dwell with the Canaanites, be with the Canaanites? Why?
Mixed up basically diluted the bloodline inheritance.
Khan?
It would have made him go after other gods.
Khan?
One reason is that's custom that they took their relatives as their wife.
Khan?
Going off and against the commandments.
Khan, what commandment is that? You know I'm going to ask you that. You're a soldier. I'm going to ask you that. We're going to go over that. Because the Most High always dealt with division. He don't want us dealing with these other nations. Just like he didn't want Isaac to deal with these Canaanites. Because the Hamite customs are different from the Shemitic customs. Two different customs. The Hamites were known for doing all types of abominations, serving all idols, all type of gods, all uncleanliness, drinking blood, right? Nakedness. Abraham did not want his boy to be with a woman that's get down like that. Read? So like it. What'd you say? Judges 3 and 6. We're going to get all those precepts. We're going to get there. Remind me. Give me Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Just like right now, the Most High don't want us dealing with these nations. He wants you dealing with somebody from amongst your brethren, one of the 12 tribes of Israel. We already have the best looking women, the best looking men. Why would you want to deal with these other nations?
That's right.
Some people still want to get down with Canaan, Esau, Elam. We have the best people in our nation already. Most High gave us 12 flavors.
That's right.
Right? Give me Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6.
Right?
For thou art an holy people unto the Most High thy God. The Most High thy power have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
We are special people. Why you want to deal with somebody that's basic, that's plain? They can't compare unto you. Right? Read.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Right?
The Most High did not set his love upon you.
Drop it. Give me verse 3.
Verse 3.
Yeah.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 3.
Right.
Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
Right.
Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son.
Right.
Nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
So by the Spirit, Abraham knew this.
Yeah.
Abraham knew his son cannot be with these Canaanites. Because these nations, they're going to turn you from the Most High. You're going to start serving Buddha, Krishna. You're going to start serving these other guys. Because why? You're going to be trying to please your woman. Or your woman is going to be trying to please their sons.
Yeah.
Right? Continue reading.
Verse 4. For they will turn away thy son from following me.
Right?
That they may serve other powers.
They're going to do what?
Serve other powers.
Isaac could have probably forgot the Most High. That's why Abraham is doing this, right?
So will the anger of the Most High be kindled against you.
And the Most High anger going to be kindled against him. Just like his anger going to be kindled against us. Don't you think when you see all people with Esau and these other nations, don't you think there's a judgment waiting for them? They think they're on a come up, but there's a judgment. They're going to be charcoal. There's a judgment that's coming. Right? Give me Ezra 9:14. Ezra 9:14. The Most High is dealing with division. He didn't want these nations, all the nations to come together. The Most High separated every nation since the beginning. You're not dealing with one unity, one big camp, one big family. Ezra 9:14.
Is it?
9, you can start from 12. If you
Okay. The book of Ezra, chapter 9 and verse 12. Ezra, chapter 9 and verse 12. Now therefore, give not your daughters unto their sons.
Right.
And neither take their daughters unto your sons,
Right.
nor seek their peace or their wealth forever.
Because
That ye may be strong and eat the good of the land, and leave it for an inheritance to your children forever.
Right, because you're reading. Verse 14.
Verse 14. Should we again break the commandments and join in affinity?
Now what?
And join in affinity?
What's an affinity? And marriage, love. Ezra says, should we then again break God's commandment? That's a commandment. We're not supposed to be with these heathen. Mm-hmm. Ezra was a priest. Ezra was a prophet. He knew that. When you're dealing with these other nations, and like trying to make a relationship with these nations, you're breaking the Most High's commandments. And the wages of sin is what?
Yeah.
You should get put to death, man. Most High not dealing with that. Continue reading.
Should we again break thy commandments,
right,
and join in affinity with the people of these abominations?
Of what?
The people of these abominations?
Because their customs is an abomination. Mm-hmm. Do anybody know what the Canaanites was doing over there before we got in the land of Israel? Do anybody have an idea what they were doing over there? Give me Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 3. Let's find out. Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 3.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, that's page 64, chapter 12 and verse 3.
Everybody got it? All right, read.
For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of thy holy land.
Who was the old inhabitants of Canaan? I mean of Israel. I already gave the answers. Yeah. Yes, sis. Where did you interpret that? It was talking about when our people was coming to the land of Israel, the old people that used to stay there, the people that were staying there before we was there. That's what it was saying. The prior before we was in Israel, the Canaanites were there, the Jebusites, the Girgashites, those were the inhabitants that was in that land. Until the Most High commanded us to go in there and take our land. Because that land was for us. They were just keeping it for a while. Building the houses, establishing everything for us before we could take it.
They were just keeping it warm for us.
Yeah, keeping it warm. Reach Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 3 again. Read it again.
All right. The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, verse 3. Right? For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of thy holy land, whom thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcrafts.
Of what?
Of witchcraft.
They was doing witchcrafts. Read.
and wicked sacrifices.
They were sacrificing men, women, children, thrown through the fire of Molech. Read.
And also those merciless murderers.
Those what?
Merciless murderers,
right,
of children and devourers of man's flesh.
They were eating people too.
Read. And the feast of blood.
And they still do that today. Ham still do that. You got a picture of that, Hawk? You're on your job today, right? You got a picture of Ham. Look up some pictures of Ham over there in their land. Some of their customs. He's gonna pull up some pictures of Ham's customs. They still do this over there. That's how you know they Ham. They saying we Ham. We don't do that. We're not known for doing that. And if we do, we learn that from these nations because we don't know who we are. Most likely, it was our customs. Our customs in these law, statute, commandments.
That's right.
Ham was doing witchcraft. Ham was naked. Ham was running around sleeping with his mom, his sister. Ham was doing that. When the Most High gave us these laws, he was telling us don't do what they did. That's what the Most High was telling us. Not to mark ourselves because the Hamites were doing tribal markings, scarification. That's what they was doing. We didn't know for doing that. Yeah.
Okay, I got a precept. That's Leviticus chapter 18.
Get a picture of them drinking.
And verse 3. The book of Leviticus chapter 18 and verse 3.
All right.
After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall he not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan,
the land of what?
Land of Canaan.
Who did Abraham told his servant not to give Isaac a wife of the Canaanites, right?
Really? Where I bring you, shall ye not do.
And we're not supposed to do what they were doing. They still do that. That's Ham. 100% Ham. They still do that. They still drink piss, bathe themselves in piss. They still do all of that. That's in their spirit. Let's go back into the portion. You got any more pictures out? I want what them doing the scarification. Get the one for scarification. That's what Ham do. Yeah. In the kingdom of heaven, are they gonna be able to do that?
Oh no.
What's gonna happen when they do that? We gonna put them. They gonna get the stones.
They're gonna get fired.
They gonna.
Stone ain't good enough. Fire burns everything. Fire burns the spirit. Fire burns the bones. Burns everything out.
Yeah, we're gonna give them the deep cleaning. Deep cleaning.
Dust.
That's what they still do. That's why the Most High tell us don't cut ourselves. That's Ham. Let's go back into the portion.
Permanent cornrows. Oh my gosh. The book of Genesis, chapter 24.
Start from verse 3 again.
And verse 3. And I will make thee swear by the Most High, the power of heaven and the power of the earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, among whom I dwell.
Right.
But thou shalt go unto my country and to my kindred.
To my what?
And unto my kindred.
Right. And to his people, right?
That's right. And take a wife unto my son Isaac.
So Abraham already knew what's going on in the land of Canaan. He lived with them. He seen how they get down. He probably wasn't even dealing with them like that. Right? But he had to make sure and certify it and make his servants swear that his son is not going to be having to drink no blood for dinner. You understand? Continue reading.
Verse 5. And the servant said unto him, peradventure the woman will not be willing to follow me unto this land.
What if she don't want to come? Read.
Must I needs bring thy son again into the land from whence thou camest?
Right.
And Abraham said unto him, beware, that thou bring not my son thither again.
He said, don't bring my son over there. Keep him here. Peradventure something happened to his son. You understand? Because Isaac was very important. That's who Jacob is coming from.
Read. Verse 7. The most high power of heaven, which took me from my father's house, and from the land of my kindred, and which spake unto me, and that swore unto me, saying, unto thy seed will I give this land.
All right.
He shall send his angel before thee, and thou shalt take a wife unto my son from thence. And if the woman will not be willing to follow me, then thou shalt be clear from this my oath.
So Abraham gave him the breakdown. I said, if the woman don't want to come, you don't have to keep this oath, this promise no more. It's not in void. But my son not going over there. He's not going to be with these Canaanites for a fact. Continue reading.
Okay. Only bring not my son thither again. And the servant put his hand under the thigh of Abraham, his master, and sware to him concerning that matter. And the servant took 10 camels of the camels of his master and departed. For all the goods of his master were in his hand. And he arose and went to Mesopotamia unto the city of Nahor.
So when the servant went, he went deep. 10 camels today would probably be like, what, 10 Mercedes Benz. He went deep over it to show what? Whoever that wife is going to be, she's going to be taken care of for Isaac. She's going to be well taken care of. Abraham is established. She's good. Read.
Verse 11. And he made his camels to kneel down without the city by a well of water at the time of the evening, even the time that women go out to draw water.
Right.
And he said, O most high power of my master Abraham, I pray thee, send me good speed this day, and shew kindness unto my master Abraham. Behold, I stand here by the well of water, and the daughters of the men of the city come out to draw water. And let it come to pass that the damsels to whom I shall say, let down thy pitcher, I pray thee, that I may drink. And she shall say, drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. Let the same be she that thou hast appointed for thy servant Isaac.
So he's looking for that sign. Yeah. Everything he just said right here, that's what he's looking for to be Isaac's wife. Mm-hmm. That's going to be the indication, okay, the Most High want that to be his wife. That's her right there that he's looking for.
Yeah.
Right? Read.
And thereby shall I know that thou hast shewed kindness unto my master. Verse 15. And it came to pass, before he had done speaking, that behold, Rebekah came out, who was born to Bethuel, son of Milcah, the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother, with her pitcher upon her shoulder.
Right.
And the damsel was very fair to look upon, a virgin, neither had any man known her.
So she was young, and she was, she was still flower. Mm-hmm. She was still tender.
Kahan.
Right? Read.
And she went down to the well, and filled her pitcher, and came up. And the servant ran to meet her, and said, let me, I pray thee, drink a little water of thy pitcher. And she said, drink, my lord. And she hasted, and let down her pitcher upon her hand, and gave him drink. And when she had done giving him drink, she said, I will draw water for thy camels also, until they have done drinking. And she hasted and emptied her pitcher into the trough, and ran again unto the well to draw water, and drew for all his camels.
So what was that showing by her doing this? That she was what? Not only was she one, that she was what? What characteristics did she have? She was already beautiful. What characteristics? She was humble. She was nice. Nowadays in the world, sisters in the world, can you expect this? You probably get the whole breakdown, cussed out, everything. She'll go get her man out the car for you, right? But nowadays, that's why the Most High is calling our sisters to come back in these law, statute, commandments, man. How should our sisters be? Any brothers got a precept? I'm gonna call somebody. I won't put nobody on the spot. Give me Titus 2:1. Mm-hmm. Let's get some characteristics.
Right now, they said a camel costs about $55,000.
Yeah, that's like a brand new whip.
If you bought a thoroughbred, it would be way over $100,000. So he bought like 10 of them.
To show his master got it like that, right?
That's crazy.
The book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 3.
Right.
The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becoming righteousness,
right?
Not false accusers, not given to much wine.
Not given to much what?
Much wine.
Right.
Teachers of good things.
What's good according to the scriptures? What's good? According to what? And what else? Camp brothers got to call it.
Psalms 119 and 142.
What is it, Bayoff? What's good? Khan. Mm-hmm. They're supposed to be teaching the younger woman what? The law, statute, commandments. How to be good wives. You understand? Rebecca, she was very humble. You can't get that nowadays. Unless she's in the truth, unless you know who she is. then she knows she can't be acting like that. That behavior is unacceptable to the Most High. Right? Continue reading.
All right. Verse 4. That they may teach the young women,
right,
to be sober, to love their husbands.
To love their what?
To love their husbands.
To love their husbands. Read.
To love their children.
Right? That's what they're supposed to be teaching them, man. Give me First Timothy 5 and 15, 5 and 14. The young woman be married and keep it at home. First Timothy 5 and 14.
Yes, yeah, 14.
Yeah, give me that. First Timothy 5 and 14. That's a characteristic a daughter of Zion is supposed to have. A humble, meek spirit. You know? Wanna make their man happy. Just like they would want their man to make them happy. That's a spirit. A very humble spirit, man. The Most High is dealing with that. He's not dealing with a prideful spirit. Right? Continue reading.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 5 and verse 14.
Right?
I will therefore that the younger women marry.
That they what?
Marry.
Club.
Marry.
Party.
Marry.
Drunk.
Marry.
Right?
Bear children.
Right?
Guide the house.
Do what?
Guide the house.
Right?
Give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully.
Don't give the adversary a reason to put you on Instagram and then you could be committing abominations, man. Don't give the adversary reasons to put shame onto your man. Because in the scriptures they say a man is known throughout with his elders because of his wife. Because they see she's doing things that's righteous. Give me Proverbs 31 verse 9. You have to say? Let's get Sirach 26 and 14 first. That's why the scriptures tell us remember the days of our fathers, man. So we look at what our patriarchs was doing and we follow what they was doing in righteousness. We don't want to follow Manasseh and do wickedness. We follow people like Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Rebecca, Leah, Sarah. That's what we're supposed to follow as an example because they're a righteous example. They were used as a vessel of honor and not dishonor. Give me that scripture, Minister called.
The book of Sirach and the Red Apocrypha is page 86.
Right.
Chapter 26 and verse 14. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Most High.
Right.
And there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed.
Because she's going to give you peace at home. You have shalom at home, like the elders will say, right? You coming back from work, she gives you peace. Right? Just like she don't want you stressing her, she's not supposed to be stressing you. Because we as men, what's our job? What's our job? What the Most High told us we're supposed to be doing? We're supposed to keep our mind on focus on bringing Jacob back again. We don't have no time to be worrying like, damn, when I get home, I'm about to get snapped on. Ain't no food at the crib. I'm finished. Our mind's supposed to be trying to focus on to bring Israel back onto the Most High. Sitting on the driveway, Wendy's, 444. We're not supposed to be trying to worry about that. You feel me? Give me some right. Continue where you're at.
All right. Verse 15. A shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace.
It's a what?
A double grace.
Right.
And her continent mind cannot be valued.
Right. Continue reading.
As the sun when it arises in the high heaven, so is the beauty of a good wife.
Is a what?
So is the beauty of a good wife.
She's applying the law, statute, commandments. That's what's good. Read.
In the ordering of her house.
She keeping the house in check while you're not there. She giving you peace, shalom at home. Give me Proverbs 31 and what is that? Give me 1 minute. Yeah, 31 and 9. So like yeah.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 31 and verse 9.
Verse 10. So like
verse 10.
Yeah.
Who can find a virtuous woman?
Who could find a woman like Rebecca?
Mm-hmm.
Right? A brother like Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It's not only for the women, it's for the brothers too. As they come back in righteousness, we got to step it up too. We got to be men. We can't be little boys. We got to be about the Most High's business. Because they can't respect a weak man. We got to be honest with ourselves. That's why you got to be strong in the law, statute, commandments. That's what makes us strong. The law, statute, commandments is what's going to make them virtuous, submissive. Listen, shalom at home. That's what you're going to get when they're applying the law, statute, commandments. But us as men, the head, the first, we got to get ourselves in order. We can't be half-stepping, right? The Most High raising up leaders, rulers. Most High going to set you over countries one day. You feel me? You can't be a little boy. You gotta grow up, right? Read.
Who can find a virtuous woman, for her price is far above rubies?
Right. Drop down to verse 23. That's the scripture I was looking for.
Verse 23.
Because what you're doing that thing that which is right, and you're gonna be known.
Yeah.
That's a blessing unto you. Brothers gonna be like, dang, that's his wife. Yo, that's all praises to the Most High. Brothers gonna want you to teach class. You understand? Read.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 31, and verse 23. Her husband is known in the gates,
Right.
when he sitteth among the elders
Right.
of the land.
Right.
You want me to go?
No, that's it. You're gonna be known, man, because nobody can ever say, okay, I seen your wife at KOD. She wasn't throwing the ones, she was getting the ones. Nobody gonna be able to say that about you. Because why? She's here. She's right next to you, keeping the Sabbath with your children, with your son, your daughter. You're not gonna have to worry about how high her dress is. She's keeping the Most High's law, statute, commandments. Let's go back into the Torah. Brothers, we gotta understand, we gotta step it up. Most High's calling rulers. Roll 44, that's gonna be the government rulers.
That's right.
When we have a conference, Yahushua's not gonna be asking you why you at home with your wife. He didn't man us about this word. Somebody raise their hand. Oh, okay.
The book of Genesis, chapter 24, and verse 21.
Right.
And the man wondering at her held his peace, to wit whether the Most High had made his journey prosperous or not.
So he contemplated if the Most High, this is her right here.
Mm-hmm.
Did I find the one for Isaac?
And it came to pass, as the camels had done drinking, that the man took a golden earring of half a shekel weight, and 2 bracelets from her hands of 10 shekel weight of gold, and said, Whose daughter art thou?
Right.
Tell me, I pray thee. Is there room in thy father's house?
So he already feeling like this is her. This is it. I can seal the deal. Give her the earring, the bracelets, to show that what? Abraham got it good. Isaac, she's going to be trusted unto a righteous man. And he's going to be able to handle her and take care of her. Read.
Is there room in thy father's house for us to lodge in? And she said unto him, I am the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah, which she bare unto Nahor.
All right.
She said moreover unto him, We have both straw and provender enough, and room to lodge in. And the man bowed down his head and worshipped the Most High. And he said, Blessed be the Most High power of my master Abraham, who hath not left destitute my master of his mercy and his truth.
All right.
I being in the way, the Most High led me to the house of my master's brethren.
All right.
And the damsel ran and told them of her mother's house these things.
So Rebecca went back and told everybody everything, showing the bracelets, everything, the whole breakdown, the whole story. Right? Continue reading.
Verse 29. And Rebekah had a brother, and his name was Laban. And Laban ran out unto the man unto the well. And it came to pass, when he saw the earring and bracelets upon his sister's hand, and when he heard the words of Rebekah his sister, saying, Thus spake the man unto me, that he came unto the man. And behold, he stood by the camels at the well. And he said, Come in, thou blessed of the Most High. Wherefore standest thou without? For I have prepared the house and room for the camels. And the man came into the house, and he ungirded his camels, and gave straw and provender for the camels, and water to wash his feet, and the men's feet that were with him. And there was set meat before him to eat. But he said, I will not eat until I have told mine errand. And he said, Speak on.
So we finally reached the house. Abraham's servant, right? Gave the camels the food, got the room and everything. They set up the plate in front of him. There's about to be a festivity. He said, I'm not eating until I tell you why I came here for. Until I tell you my mission, what my master sent me for. What did Abraham send him to go do? Right? What else happened while he went to go do that? What was the indication that Rebecca will be the woman?
He said a prayer unto the Most High.
All right.
Specifically, when he wanted to know that this was a sign.
What was the signs?
The sign was if she gave him water and gave the camels.
Right. Sisters, what did he give to Rebecca? What type of earring and bracelet? Was it silver? What was it? It was gold, right? Let's continue reading.
Verse 34. And he said, I am Abraham's servant, and the Most High had blessed my master greatly, and he is become great. And he hath given him flocks and herds and silver and gold and men servants and maid servants and camels and donkeys. And Sarah, my master's wife, bare a son to my master when she was old, and unto him have he given all that he hath. And my master made me swear, saying, Thou shalt not take a wife to my son of the daughters of the Canaanites.
Why did he want to get a wife of the Canaanites? We just went over this.
Yeah.
Why? We recap it right now. What else? What else they do? What else? I need another brother, another sister. Witchcraft. What else? They serve other gods. Is this a law that we're not supposed to deal with the nations or not? It's a law. We're not supposed to deal with no nations. Come, read.
And my master made me swear, saying, Thou shalt not take a wife to my son of the daughters of the Canaanites in whose land I dwell. But thou shalt go unto my father's house and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son.
All right.
And I said unto my master, Peradventure the woman will not follow me. And he said unto me, The Most High, before whom I walk, will send his angel with thee, and prosper thy way. And thou shalt take a wife for my son of my kindred and of my father's house. Then shalt thou be clear from this my oath, when thou comest to my kindred. And if they give not thee one, thou shalt be clear from my oath. And I came this day unto the well, and said, O Yahweh, power of my master Abraham, if now thou do prosper my way which I go. Behold.
Let me ask everybody a question. Why was the servant always saying the power of my master Abraham? Why didn't he just say his power too? Did anybody else notice that? That wasn't his God. He knew the Most High was dealing with Abraham. Just like these nations know that the Most High is only dealing with Israel. But they know that that's not their power. You know, he's showing respect unto the Most High, unto his master's God. Just like when we have these servants in the kingdom, they know the Most High in their power. But they're going to serve the Most High through us. They're going to be our servants. They're going to serve the Most High through us. That's how they're going to get their blessing. Come? Continue reading.
Verse 43. Behold, I stand by the well of water, and it shall come to pass that when the virgin cometh forth to draw water, and I say to her, Give me, I pray thee, a little water of thy pitcher to drink. And she say to me, Both drink thou, and I will also draw for thy camels. Let the same be the woman whom the Most High hath appointed out from my master's son. And before I had done speaking in mine heart, behold, Rebekah came forth with her pitcher on her shoulder, and she went down unto the well and drew water. And I said unto her, Let me drink, I pray thee. And she made haste and let down her pitcher from her shoulder and said, Drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. So I drank, and she made the camels drink also. And I asked her and said, Whose daughter art thou? And she said, The daughter of Bethuel, Nahor's son, whom Milcah bare unto him. And I put the earring upon her face and the bracelets upon her hands.
Right.
And I bowed down my head and worshiped the Most High, and blessed the Most High power of my master Abraham, which had led me in the right way to take my master's brother's daughter unto his son. And now, if ye will deal kindly,
So he's done finally giving a recap. Now we caught up back to where he's at right now in the house. Read.
And now, if ye would deal kindly and truly with my master, tell me. And if not, tell me, that I may turn to the right hand or to the left. Then Laban and Bethuel answered and said, The thing proceedeth from the Most High. We cannot speak unto thee bad or good.
So he's saying like, yo, give me the breakdown, give me it straight like that, don't give me no parable. I want to know the answer so I can make my next move. And they answer and say, yo, this is the Most High speaking. We got to hold our peace. Ain't nothing we can really do after that. Most High's the one who gave out the order. Right? Read.
Verse 51. Behold, Rebekah is before thee. Take her and go, and let her be thy master's son's wife, as the Most High have spoken.
Right?
And it came to pass that when Abraham's servant heard their words, he worshipped the Most High, bowing himself to the earth.
So they were happy. They completed what their master sent them to do. Because Abraham made him do what before he leave? He made him swear. He made him put his hand on his thigh and everything. Make sure my son gets that wife from my own kindred, not these Canaanites. Right? They happy. They probably had to do a long journey too. Right? So the mission was successful. Continue reading.
Verse 53. And the servant brought forth jewels of silver and jewels of gold,
right,
and raiment,
right,
and gave them to Rebekah.
Right?
He gave also to her brother and to her mother precious things.
So he gave a lot of gifts to show that what? Abraham had it. Isaac is going to have it. She's going to be well taken care of. Right? Read.
Verse 54. And they did eat and drink, he and the men that were with him, and tarried all night. And they rose up in the morning, and he said, send me away unto my master.
So after the festivities, he's like, all right, now it's time to go. It's time to go back to Abraham. It's time to bring this woman back to Isaac. Right? Continue reading.
Verse 55. And her brother and her mother said, let the damsel abide with us a few days.
So they wasn't ready to see their daughter go. Just like a lot of brothers, a lot of sisters, they have daughters. One day they're going to have to get married. You're probably not going to see them go just like that. They wanted to dwell with Rebekah for a little longer before she go. Because she going to a farther land. She going to Isaac, right, to be a wife. Continue reading.
At the least 10. After that, she shall go.
Right.
And he's...
Give me this original for it. It's Sabbath 43 is a weighty matter. So Father, give me that scripture. Find me that.
Okay.
He's going to give me a scripture in the Apocrypha. That's a father's duty, man. The day he's able to give his daughter away to a man to make a wife, a righteous man, of course, right? That's considered a weighty matter in the scriptures. You got it? I believe it's Sabbath 43. I think that's 42 and 9.
Yeah.
That's it right there, right?
No.
So 725?
Yeah.
725. Okay.
745.
Start with verse 24. Sirach chapter 7, verse 24 to 25.
Okay.
You see it?
Yeah.
I remember Minister called it like a lot.
The book of Sirach in the Red Apocrypha, page 74, chapter 7, and verse 24. Hast thou daughters? Have a care of their body, and shew not thyself cheerful toward them.
So when don't you have a daughter, you're supposed to protect your daughter. Man and woman, you're supposed to protect your daughter from what? From Satan. Right? Because the Most High did make them a weaker vessel. Satan's going to keep attacking them. So you got to make sure you direct them to the right path, which is the Most High. Read.
Verse 25. Marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter.
That's something serious. That they should become a wife. Right? Because they're going to bring forth children, hopefully righteous children. You don't want to give your daughter to one of these guys that's out here selling drugs, right?
Nah.
You don't want that because he's going to be mistreating your daughter. There's more in that?
Yeah.
Yeah, read it.
But give her to a man of understanding.
A man of what?
A man of understanding.
Right.
Hast thou a wife after thy mind? Forsake her not.
Right.
But give not thyself over to a light woman.
Come on. You're supposed to give your daughters to a man of wisdom. What's the wisdom? It's the knowledge of the law, statute, commandments. Where does wisdom come from? According to what? Sirach 1 and 1. Where does wisdom come from? We don't get it. Sirach chapter 1, verse 1.
The book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 1 and verse 1. All wisdom cometh from the Most High.
So where does it come from? So for that man to get that wisdom, he got to be serving the Most High, or he's not getting that wisdom. The proper application of these law, statute, commandments. He's not going to know how to deal with your daughter. He's going to deal with it unrighteously. Let's go back into the portion. Let's see. 55.
Okay. The book of Genesis, chapter 24, and verse 55. And her brother and her mother said, let the damsel abide with us a few days, at the least 10. After that, she shall go.
So they said after she spent a couple of days, then she could finally go with you. Yeah. And you could complete that mission and bring her on to Isaac to be her wife. Continue reading.
Verse 56. And he said unto them, hinder me not, seeing the Most High have prospered my way.
All right.
Send me away that I may go to my master.
Don't make this a longer visit. I already came and got her. You already agreed. Let me go. Let me go on to Abraham, man. Continue reading.
And they said, we will call the damsel and inquire at her mouth.
Now they said, all right, how about this? Because this is becoming an argument. Let's ask Rebecca what she want to do. Right? Continue reading.
58. And they called Rebecca and said unto her, will thou go with this man?
Are you going to go with them and be a wife?
Read. And she said, I will go.
What she said?
I will go.
And she didn't even hesitate. She said, I'm going to go. Continue reading.
And they sent away Rebekah their sister and her nurse and Abraham's servant and his men.
Right.
And they blessed Rebekah and said unto her, thou art our sister. Be thou the mother of thousands.
Of what?
Thousands.
Thousands.
Of millions.
Of millions.
And let thy seed possess the gate of those which hate them.
And let thy seed possess the gate of those that hate him. That blessing came onto Israel. Because we're going to possess the gates of this whole world. This whole world is made for us.
That's right.
We're just going to have to take it over when Yahushua come back. Right? Give me Sirach, 2 Ezra 7 and 10. Let's prove that real quick. Sirach 7, 2 Ezra 7 and 10. Let's prove that real quick. You got it?
7 and 10?
Yeah, 2 Ezra 7 and 10. Page 22 in the Apocrypha.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 7 and verse 10. And I said, it is so, Most High. Then said he unto me, even so also in Israel's portion.
Right?
Because for their sakes,
for your sakes, read.
I made the world.
The Most High made the world for us.
That's right.
The world belongs to us. The kingdom is the rulership over this earth, which we gonna take out Esau's hand, whether he like it or not.
That's right.
Right? Go back to verse 60 in Apocrypha. I mean in the portion, chapter 24, verse 60.
Okay.
That blessing came onto us. We're gonna possess this whole thing, whether they like it or not.
That's right. The book of Genesis, chapter 24, and verse 60. And they blessed Rebekah and said unto her, thou art our sister, be thou the mother of thousands of millions, and let thy seed possess the gate of those which hate them. And Rebekah arose, and her damsels, and they rode upon the camels, and followed the man. And the servant took Rebekah, and went his way.
Right.
And Isaac came from the way of the well of Lahoroi, for he dwelt in the south country. And Isaac went out to meditate in the field at the eventide.
So now we on Isaac now. What Isaac is doing. Isaac is just chilling right now. He's thinking to himself. He's meditating right now. All right? Read.
And he lifted up his eyes and saw, and behold, the camels were coming.
He see camels is coming. His father's camels on their way back.
Read. It's like that Horizon type thing. You know what I'm
talking about? Yeah. It's like
yeah, that's what it looks like. Get a vision in your mind. And Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she lighted off the camel.
The minute she seen Isaac, she came right off that camel.
Read. For she had said unto the servant, what man is this that walketh in the field to meet us?
Who is that? And she didn't say it not like in a regular way, like, damn, like, who is that man? You feel me? That's how she was saying it.
Read. And the servant had said, it is my master. Therefore, she took a veil and covered herself.
And she covered herself to show that she's humble. Read.
And the servant told Isaac all things that he had done.
Right? He gave the report unto Isaac.
Verse 67. And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and took Rebekah, and she became his wife.
And she became his what?
And she became his wife.
Right.
And he loved her.
Right.
And Isaac was comforted after his mother's death.
And he was comforted. He was at peace after his mother passed away. When does the portion end? Let's find out. Give me Exodus 22 and 16. We're gonna go over some scriptures on that. Because in this society, they teach us that when you lay with a woman, you move on to the next one, you get this body count up. What they teach our sisters, when they lay with a man, you keep it going till you're 40, live life, and that's it. The bachelor party, get drunk, all of that. Right? That's crazy.
They showed that, they took her for 10 days, the family, nurture her up, build her up, you know what I mean?
You got Exodus 22 and 16?
Kahan.
Yeah, give me
the book of Exodus, chapter 22 and verse 16. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed.
So if a man is talking to a woman, right? And she's not dealing with nobody, right? Read.
And lie with her.
And he do what?
And lie with her.
Right, he lie with her. Read.
He shall surely endow her to be his wife.
He might.
He shall surely endow her to be his wife.
He gives back the receipt.
He shall surely endow her to be his wife.
He got to make that woman his wife. There's no returns. There's no exchanges. You got to make that woman your wife, and that's it. Because the Most High is not dealing with that. He's not dealing with no whoremongers, and he's not dealing with no harlots. Give me Matthew's 19 verse 9. Because our brothers, they think they could go from woman to woman and just put them away. You can't do that. Let's see what Yahushua said. Let's see what Yahushua said about that. Start from Matthew's 19 verse 3. Yeah, it's like start from that. We're going to touch on some scriptures about that.
The book of Matthew, chapter 19 and verse 3.
All right.
The Pharisees also came unto him, tempting him.
What are they tempting him about?
And saying unto him, is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause?
Is it lawful to put my woman away because she's not cooking the rice when I get off work? Is it okay if I put her away just because she's arguing with me? She don't want to listen? Read.
And he answered and said unto them, have ye not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female?
That he's quoting something from Genesis.
Kahan.
Then don't you know this? Read it again.
And he answered and said unto them, have ye not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female?
Now let's see what happened in the beginning. Give me Genesis 2 and 23. Let's see.
The book of Genesis, chapter 2 and verse 23.
Right?
And Adam said, this is now bone of my bones.
So when you lay with that woman, you make her your wife, she's now bone of your bone. Read.
And flesh of my flesh.
Right?
She shall be called woman.
Right?
Because she was taken out of man.
Continue reading.
Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother.
Now you got to step up to that responsibility of a husband. You got to establish yourself. You don't take a wife and then you back in the house at your parents' house playing PS4. You establish yourself as a man. Right? Read.
And shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh.
And you're going to be one flesh, one body, one mind, one spirit. Right? Let's go back into Matthew. This is what Yahushua was quoting. Every time Yahushua spoke, he was quoting from the Old Testament. Didn't you read this from this prophet? Don't you know in the beginning this, and that? Right? Back where you was at Matthew 19.
The book of Matthew, chapter 19 and verse 5. And said, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh.
They're going to be one flesh, one body, one mind. Read.
Wherefore, they are no more twain, but one flesh.
Right.
What therefore the Most High have joined together, let not man put asunder.
Nobody could split that up. You can't break that covenant right there. Once you do that, once you make a woman your wife, that's it.
Read. Verse 7. They say unto him, why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement and to put her away?
Now they're trying to be slick. Why did Moses give us the bill of divorcement then? in the Torah. Read.
They're trying to be slick. He saith unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your heart.
Because of what?
The hardness of your heart.
Because of your wickedness. Read.
Suffered you to put away your wives.
Right.
But from the beginning.
From the what?
But from the beginning.
From creation. Read.
It was not so.
It wasn't supposed to get down like that. Continue reading.
And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication.
Except for fornication. Right. Read.
And shall marry another.
Right.
Committeth adultery.
Committed what?
Adultery.
Adultery. So if the brothers can't put away their wives, right? And divorce their wives and put them away for, can the sisters do that? According to what? Give me that Romans 7:2. That's why we gotta go back in these scriptures, man, so we don't lose ourselves, man, in this society.
The book of Romans, chapter 7 and verse 2.
Hold that. You got a question, brother?
Yes, sir. Are they, y'all referring to the Israelites only in that, or all the nations?
The scriptures say wife, period. Wife, period. If you have a wife, you're not supposed to put your wife away. A whoremonger did not make it into the kingdom of heaven. You want the kingdom, right, brother? Then you don't put away your wife. Because Yahweh shall say in the beginning, it was not so. And he's standing on the right-hand side of the Most High. He would know the breakdown. Give me Romans 7:2. I'm going to get that scripture for you, brother. I already have it on my mind.
The book of Romans, chapter 7, verse 2. For the woman which have an husband,
that she has a husband, right?
Read. Is bound by the law to her husband,
right?
So long as he liveth.
As long as he what?
As long as he liveth.
So as long as that man is alive, sister can't put away her man. That don't mean you go put some poison in the man's food and you're free. La. As long as he's alive, that's your husband. That's your head, right? Continue reading.
But if the husband be dead,
right,
she is loosed from the law of her husband.
Right.
So then, if while her husband liveth, she be married to another man, she shall be called an adulteress.
Right. She's going to be called an adulteress because that's adultery. You had a precept. Hold that. I want to answer the brother question. Give me Malachi chapter 2, verse 14. Malachi chapter 2, verse 14. We got to touch on these scriptures. That's why the Most High tells us, remember the days of thy father. Because he knew we would have questions about this. These things would be happening. So he already gave us the answers to our problems. But if you had a precept too? Oh, okay, come on.
Malachi 2:14.
Yeah, 2:14.
The book of Malachi, chapter 2 and verse 14. Yet ye say, wherefore? Because the Most High hath been witness between thee and the wife of thy youth,
right,
against whom thou hast dealt treacherously.
So when you're doing that, you're dealing treacherously with the woman, with your woman, right? The Most High is a witness. Most High see everything that's going down. He keeping record of everything. Continue reading.
Yet is she thy companion and the wife of thy covenant.
She's your companion. She's the wife of your covenant. When you laid with her, you made that covenant. You'll be with her until you dead in the ground. Because she can't leave you until you're in the ground. You made that covenant, right?
Read verse 15. And did not he make one? Yet
didn't he make you one flesh? Didn't he twain that flesh? He said nobody could split that. Yahweh said it out of his own mouth. No man could split that.
Read. Yet had he the residue of the spirit,
right?
And wherefore one, that he might seek a righteous seed. Therefore take heed to your spirit, and let none deal treacherously against the wife of his youth.
Right? Continue reading.
For the Most High, the power of Israel, saith that he hateth putting away.
He hate what?
Putting away.
So should we do what the Most High hate? When we broke the commandments, what did the Most High do to us? He brought us into captivity because he hate when we break his commandments. He hate when you do treacherously with your woman. And when the woman is dealing treacherously with their husband. Most are not dealing with that at all. What was that scripture you had called?
23, 22.
Hey, you better be on point. Give me Sirach 23:22.
said 23.
23, 22.
The book of Sirach, the Red Apocrypha, is page 84, chapter 23 and verse 22.
That's not what we're talking about right here. Give me Deuteronomy 23, 17. That's not what we're going at.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23 and verse 17. Deuteronomy, chapter 23 and verse 17.
Right, read.
There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel,
Right,
nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel.
so we're not supposed to be having women in the nation of Israel going from man to man to man, and vice versa. No man should be going from woman to woman to woman unless that's their wives. You understand? Most are not dealing with that, because a whoremonger and adultery is not going to make it into the kingdom of heaven. Give me Revelations 21 and 8. Revelations 21 and 8. Sodomites definitely ain't going to make it. Benjamin going to stone them. Yes, yes, sister. Yes, sister. What's the purpose of having wives? Yes.
But it was when she couldn't have any kids.
Yes. He took on couture. Yeah.
He took her because Sarah could have.
So do you think? Yes. Yes. There's a condition.
There's a purpose when you have the wives.
Yeah.
I just need
No. I'm asking you a question. From your understanding, you think there's a condition? All right, we don't get there. Read where you at first. Revelation 21 8.
The book of Revelation, chapter 21 and verse 8. Revelation, chapter 21 and verse 8. But the fearful and unbelieving,
Right.
and the abominable,
Right.
and murderers,
Right.
and whoremongers,
And the what?
whoremongers,
And the what?
whoremongers,
Whoremongers. Right. Read.
and sorcerers,
Right.
and idolaters,
Right.
and all liars,
Right.
shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone,
Right.
which is the second death.
They're gonna get put to death, man. Most are not dealing with that. So, sister, you say that, that there's a condition if let's see. Give me Exodus 21 and 10. Let's see if there's a condition. In a way, there is a condition. I'm gonna bring it out. I'm gonna bring it out.
The book of Exodus, chapter 21 and verse 10. Exodus, chapter 21 and verse 10. If he take him another wife.
So if a man is trying to get another woman, right? Another wife, we understand that multiple wives is in the nation of Israel. That's all in our heritage, correct? Can we agree on that? I'm giving you the scripture, sis. Isn't that in our heritage, correct? Come. Exodus 21:10. Read it.
If he take him another wife.
Now, if a man chooses to take on another wife, there's a condition. Read.
Her food.
Her what?
Her food.
Her food. Read.
Her raiment.
Her raiment. Read.
And her duty.
And her duty. Read.
Of marriage.
Right.
Shall he not diminish.
So if a man is taking care of one wife, right, he still got to be able to take care of everything that woman needs with the second wife, even monetary, if so be need. Because we know in the scriptures, it's not a good thing for a woman to maintain a man. We all know that scripture, right? So if a man is ready to take on another wife, he got to go to counsel and he got to be able to supply that need financially, spiritually, not only do benevolence, the pleasure that comes with sleep, he got to be able to supply with all her needs, right? Or he's going to destroy himself. He's not going to be able to take care of the Most High's work because that's a lot of stress. We could agree on that, right, brothers? Right? You got to be able to handle your business. Give me Isaiah 4:1.
Said not in America.
Yes, sister. No, I feel you.
where it says,
Because you got to remember, how do we have 12 tribes?
understood. It was a purpose to build a nation.
Right.
There should be a whole lot of children running everywhere, right?
Right. Come on, we wouldn't have Benjamin if it wasn't for multiple wives, or Ephraim, or Dan, or Gad. We wouldn't have them. Right. Come, that's a good point. One woman can have 12 children. Give me Isaiah 4, verse 1.
Shemai. The book of Isaiah, chapter 4, and verse 1.
Right.
And in that day, 7 women.
7 what?
7 women.
Right.
Shall take hold of one man.
Right. In the times to come, in the scriptures, most I say 7 women. That's just a number. It's gonna come on to one man because there's gonna be a lot of death and destruction coming in America. Bodies are gonna drop. There's more women on this earth than there is men. So should a man not marry another? Because there's gonna be so much of a lack of men. It's gonna be rare to see. So should you guys just go without having a husband? No. Who's gonna be your protection? Who's gonna be your head? You're gonna die without children? We gotta consider that. But let me finish. Continue reading.
Saying, we will eat our own bread.
They're gonna say they're gonna eat their own bread. They're gonna take care of themselves, right? Read.
And wear our own apparel, right? Only let us be called by thy name.
Let us only be called by thy name. Let us be your husband. Let us be your wives, right? But there is a time. There is a requirement. You gotta be able to take care of those women. You gotta be able to give them what they need. You understand? We have that even in Genesis. The men in Genesis, since creation, they knew that understanding. Give me Lamech. Genesis 1:29. 1:29. No, 4:19. Genesis 4:19.
The book of Genesis, chapter 4, and verse 19.
Right.
And Lamech took unto him 2 wives.
Took on what?
2 wives.
2 wives. This is creation. Right? Read.
The name of the one was Adah.
Right.
And the name of the other, Zillah.
Right.
And Adah bare Jabal. He was the father of such as dwell in tents, and of such as have cattle.
So they had their understanding before even the Most High even created Israel, even before Abraham hit the sea. Right? There's a time and place for everything. Yes, I. Right.
They say that in that day, they say that day has not came yet.
Let me show when that day is going to happen. Give me a second. Ezra 16:22.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, and verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish.
So what?
Shall perish,
right,
of famine.
Right.
And the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
So when America is being destroyed, there's going to be a lack of food. There's going to be all wars going to break out in these streets. Bodies are going to drop. There's going to be so much bodies on the floor, nobody's going to be able to pick them up. Continue reading.
And the dead shall be cast out as dung.
Right.
And there shall be no man to comfort them.
Continue reading.
For the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down.
Right.
Therefore shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it.
Give me Psalms 91, verse 7. Because a lot of brothers, they do believe that it's only in the kingdom. But a lot of people believe that we can't keep these laws because we're not in Israel. The Most I say he's going to be a sanctuary unto us. We're going to be able to rehearse these righteous acts no matter where we at. So a man got to keep his beard. Sister got to wear their dress, just like a man could take on his multiple wives, even if they're in Babylon, even if they're in Japan, or even if they're in Haiti, Jamaica, or whatever the case may be. As long as they're able to keep up with the needs of those women. Or they're going to be an infidel. Most are not dealing with that. Give me Psalms 91, verse 7.
The book of Psalm, chapter 91, and verse 7. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand.
So the Most High is saying that a lot of people won't be dying. A lot of men won't be dying. Who's gonna marry these women? The Most High is not a God of confusion. We gotta keep it real with ourselves. Who's gonna marry these women? You have a question, bro? You had a question on precept? What is it, Aria?
So getting multiple wives is rehearsing the righteous.
Is rehearsing righteous if you can handle. If you can handle. Why destroy yourself? Right? Why destroy yourself? Give me 1 Corinthians 14:40. Give me 1 Corinthians 14:40. Shema. 1 Corinthians 14:40. Everything I'll be done in decently in order.
That's right.
Give me that scripture.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 40.
Right?
Let all things be done decently and in order.
Everything got to be done decently in order. You would have to go to council first. We all know that. The elders got to tell you. They observe you. They check your spirit. They gonna tell you straight up, you can't handle it. You're not even able to teach. You're not even able to go serve the Most High. How you gonna put on that second burden on you? You're gonna destroy yourself. Then what? You're gonna think you can leave these women because you can't handle the heat, the pressure. Because when a second woman comes in, second more work. You gotta help them emotionally too. Satan come at them harder.
Yep.
You understand? Than us. That's why you gotta be strong enough to handle it. Yeah, it's it's a good thing. You can have 2, 3 wives, but it's work that come with it. We can't forget that part too. What's your precept? You gotta be on point.
Sirach 32 and 20.
So give me Sirach 32 and 20.
He said 32?
Yeah, 32 and 20. That's a good one.
The book of Sirach, chapter 32 and verse 20.
Does everybody have it? All right. Read.
Go not in a way wherein thou mayest fall.
Don't put yourself in a situation where you're going to destroy yourself. Don't put you, if you know you're not able to make it a service like that, why get a second woman? That's work. You need your money to take care of that woman. What if she loses her job? Who's going to have to help her take care of that house? It's going to be you. Then you're going to get that second job trying to get OT, missing the Sabbath to take care of her needs. And that's your responsibility because you're the head. You understand? Continue reading.
And stumble not among the stones.
Right? Don't put yourself in that position. If you know you can't handle it, don't put yourself in that position. Right? But everything done is decently in order. You have to go to the elders and go to councils first. Khan? Khan. You have any other questions, sister?
Read the verse before that.
Yeah, read the verse before that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 32 and verse 19. Do nothing without advice, and when thou hast once done, repent not.
Right.
So
right, 37:16.
Yeah, do everything to make sure we counsel
Right?
before every move. Scriptures tell us to counsel before every move.
Because the idea might look good in your mind at the time, and you might not see the pit hole that's in front of you.
Right. A lot of times, we gotta make sure that we do things, according to the scripture. You can't just be going out there. A lot of these guys, I see, and I hear it a lot of times in Israel. A lot of these men, they go get another wife, and these guys came and find John 3:16. You know what I mean? These guys, they came and break it down. You know what I'm saying, Elder? You came and break scriptures down. How you gonna get another wife?
Because you have to instruct them.
Right. As a man, you have to instruct your wife. You have to teach them. You know what I mean? These scriptures. And you have to live. You have to live by an example. So you go get another wife, you can't even take care of the first one. You know what I mean? And a lot of times they do that. They make it bad for somebody that's really doing the work. You know what I mean? So a lot of times, it's, of course, we living in this captivity, but throughout all the captivities of Israel, we had multiple wives. Through all the captivities.
Shema, everybody hear what the captain is saying? Come on.
We didn't walk out 600,000 strong with one wife.
Oh no!
You must be out of your mind. You know what I mean? So we were in captivity in Egypt all the way through all the captivity. I can pull them all out. We all have multiple wives there. Ain't nothing stopping it now. The nations are getting other wives. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they make shows about it too.
They get multiple men. That's wicked as hell. Right? We doing something righteous as men. Shema. We doing something righteous as men. We go out there, we get another woman, we trying to bring in the true people. We be giving them seed, bring forth the nation, right? And there's people out there doing wickedness, and we the ones getting persecuted for having another woman. But if I was gay and I got a boyfriend, everybody's happy. So you gotta think. If you thinking that two men are good together and they've been together for 35 years and everything is beautiful with them, if you think that that's okay, then something needs to be checked in your mind. You need to be examined by a doctor. That's
true.
That's madness. So real talk, we need to get over this thing. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna happen whether you accept it, understand it, or not.
Most I say 7 women in that day. You feel me?
Yeah, even to make shows about it.
At the end of the day, what man is standing up right now?
Smart.
What man is standing up right now? Right now on the streets. What man is standing up on the streets teaching the people who they are, right? And the police is coming at us. Brothers is getting arrested, going to prison for the word of Yah. What man is doing that? Day? He ain't doing it. He gonna get a little weed. He gonna smoke his trees. And you buying the new game, PS4. You know what I mean? You bust him down with the Red Dead Redemption 2. He ain't like a house glued for about 8 hours. You know what I mean? He's not on the street doing this work. The guys that are laboring doing this work. We don't want to be benefit of having more than one wife.
More righteous children.
But some of these guys out here, they learn in Israel, they go out there and get 2 or 3 wives. The next you know, they want to go to council. So the problem is what? They're putting the cart before the horse. Our people need to wake up and smell a coffee. Read it.
Sabbath 37:16. Hallelujah.
The book of Sirach, chapter 37 and verse 16. Let reason go before every enterprise.
Right.
And counsel.
And what?
And counsel.
And what?
And counsel.
And counsel. Read.
Before every action.
Before that even happened or what is going to happen. You got to speak to 4 men in this school right now for that counsel. So you don't stumble and fall. Because in the world, people have no problem being side pieces. If you nobody have no problem with that. But when our people come in the truth, there's an issue. You know, there's issues. But as men, we still got to step it up. We still got to bring out the Most High's word. We still got to do everything decent in order. And you can't diminish from that woman, that second woman. You got to be able to handle it. Let's go back into the portion. 25:1. Let's get it. We were in 25:1?
Yeah.
Where's stop at? Where's 25:18? About 18? I think only one break. About to finish.
You want to know we should go on break first and then finish it? Or finish it out?
It's like 2:40. You're gonna go in the half portion too? This is the last 18 verses. And that's it? Okay. All right, come. Shemai, we about to get started.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 1. Then again, Abraham took a wife, and her name was Keturah.
Right? This was Abraham's 3rd wife. Read.
And she bare him Zimran,
right,
and Jokshan,
right,
and Medan, and Median, and Ishbak, and Shuah.
So right after Sarah passed away.
Yeah.
After Sarah passed away, he took on another wife, started having more children. All right, continue reading. What you say?
Verse 3.
She had to be young.
Yeah.
She had to be young. Yeah. He was an elder, super elder.
Verse 3. And Jokshan begat Sheba and Dedan, and the sons of Dedan were Ashurim and Letashim and Laammim. And the sons of Median, Ephah and Epher and Hanak and Abidah and Eldaah. All these were the children of Keturah.
Right.
And Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac.
Right.
But unto the sons of the concubines which Abraham had.
The sons unto what?
But unto the sons of the concubines,
right,
which Abraham had.
The sons of his other wives. Read.
concubines which Abraham had, Abraham gave gifts and sent them away from Isaac his son.
So why did he send them away and give? He kept them away from Isaac. Get it on the Bible dictionary. What was it?
Mm-hmm.
So don't give record that he had more than one. He only showed you this one. He had other ones.
He had more than 3 wives.
He probably had other ones and didn't list them in the scriptures.
Yeah.
No idea.
Kahan.
That's what guys here.
I'm gonna get you Shalamah, y'all. I see you. That's it? Yeah, look it up. I got you. I see you. Yeah, I just noticed. That's my first time noticing that.
Shemai.
Shemai.
All right. The definition of concubine in the Bible Compact Dictionary: a woman lawfully united in marriage to a man in a relation inferior to that of the regular wife.
That's it?
Yeah. Just going to scripture.
Yeah, go back to where you left off with Isaac.
All right.
The book of Genesis chapter 25 and verse 6.
Start from verse 5.
Verse 5. And Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac.
Why did he give everything he had unto Isaac? Because why? Is that why? Ishmael. I ain't forget you. Give me Genesis chapter 17, verse 19. Genesis 17, verse 19. We got to recap on this. Why did he give everything he had unto Isaac? He had other children. He kind of gave him stuff like Isaac.
The book of Genesis chapter 17 and verse 19. And the Most High said, Sarah, thy wife, shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac. And I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant,
right,
and with his seed after him.
That's why everything went to Isaac, because that covenant was established with Isaac, an everlasting covenant. Right? Go back to where you were at in Genesis. Shalamah, what was your question?
I was going to answer that, but my last question, the definition I was going to ask you was concubine. Was it another nation, or because usually the concubine is another nation? Right?
No, you remember it's against the Most High's commandments to deal with the nations. That was of his own, probably of his own kindred.
Solomon had concubines that was from other nations.
And he was going off.
Yeah.
He was going off. Right, he was going off. I believe he had an Edomite too. He was going off. It's against the Most High's commandment to deal with these other nations. Just in case any brothers thinking that we cannot deal with these other nations, rather their concubine, the first concubine, or the fifth concubine, you can't deal with these other nations. Go back to where you are in Genesis.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 6. But unto the sons of the concubines which Abraham had, Abraham gave gifts and sent them away from Isaac his son, while he yet lived eastward unto the east country. And these are the days of the years of Abraham's life which he lived, 160 years.
Right.
Then Abraham gave up the ghost and died in a good old age,
right,
an old man and full of years, and was gathered to his people. And his sons Isaac and Ishmael buried him in the cave of Machpelah in the field of Ephron, the son of Zoar the Hittite, which is before Mamre.
So who else was buried there? His wife.
Yeah.
Continue reading.
Verse 10. The field which Abraham purchased of the sons of Heth, there was Abraham buried, and Sarah his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass, after the death of Abraham, that the Most High blessed his son Isaac, and Isaac dwelt by the well Lahor Roy. Now these are the generations of Ishmael, Abraham's son, whom Hagar the Egyptian, Sarah's handmaid, bare unto Abraham.
Look up images.
And these are the names of the sons of Ishmael by their names according to their generations. The firstborn of Ishmael, Nabajoth, and Kedar, and Abiel, and Mibsam, and Mishma, and Dumah, and Masa, Hadar, and Timah, Jetor, Japhish, and Kedemah. These are the sons of Ishmael, and these are their names by their towns and by their castles.
Right.
12 princes according to their nations.
So,
like
and you know, Israel's not the only nation that's known for having a lot of people.
Yeah.
Ishmael be having like 80s. I believe it was Saddam. I think it's Saddam Hussein.
No, that's
Which one is it? Osama. He's like the 74th son, I believe, right? They be having 74th. Yeah, they be having children, all right? They get down. Most I blessed Ishmael too, but they can't compare to Israel.
That's right.
Continue reading.
Verse 17. And these are the years of the life of Ishmael, 137 years.
Right.
And he gave up the ghost and died, and was gathered unto his people. And they dwelt from Havilah unto shore that is before Egypt, as thou goest toward Assyria. And he died in the presence of all his brethren. I think that's it.
That's it? Yeah. All right, Khan. We just finished the portion. To give the Most High round of applause. Round of applause. All praises to the Most High. Before we go on break, let's recap on everything that just happened. What's some events that happened? I want to start from the brothers and then sisters. Some events that happened. It don't have to be in order. All right, tell me what you remember. That's it.
Rebecca left with Abraham's servant to marry Isaac.
Khan. Brandon.
The law was established not to take a wife of another nation.
Right. Yaquataza. You sitting in the front, all right? Huh? You a soldier? Speak up. Your wife is
Isaac married, took Rebecca for his wife.
right. Y'all are done. Khan. Sister Ahabia. Anything you remember from today's portion? It don't gotta be in order.
How Abraham's servant went and was a gift for the family.
Right. Sister Tazabaya. What you remember? Yeah, Sister Tazabaya. Khan. Sister Wendy.
Abraham saw a problem with
The Canaanites. Well, yeah, with Hagar. Yeah. She gotta get the door. Sister Yakora.
Sarah passed at 127 years.
Right.
And she was buried in a cave in Canaan, Mechabella.
Sister Naomi. What you remember? Tell me anything you remember, Naomi. You gotta hold it down for the Shalamites. What's good? Azaria can help you out. What you remember? Brother Dive. What you remember? Right. All right. Anybody else got anything they want to put in? Yaquataza? Don't let me down. Right. Malachi? Right. Aliyah?
Rebecca was blessed to be the mother of thousands of millions of Israelites.
Althea? What you remember?
Abraham died at 175.
Khan, Naomi? Khan. All praises to the Most High. All praises. So we're about to take a 30-minute break right now. You got something you want to say? You got something you want to say? All right.
Shalom, shalom. Hello, everyone. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. All right. Please don't forget, I know you're going to take a break. Make sure when you come back, we're going to go over the name calling, for the new moon. It's going to be November 7th at evening. So we're going to go around the room and then ask everyone what they're bringing. Khan? All right. So I want to make sure we don't forget. All right. Shalom. Enjoy your break.